We take you live now to Queen's Park, where Finance Minister Peter Bethlenfalvy and Caroline Mulroney, President of the Treasury Board, are releasing Ontario's 2024-25 public accounts. Let's listen in.
This document shows how the government is delivering on commitments made in the 2024 budget, building a better Ontario, while at the same time protecting Ontario workers and communities and preserving the province's economic position to transform it into the most competitive place in the G7 to invest, create jobs, and do business. Chaque année, le gouvernement publie les comptes publics afin de donner à la population ontarienne un aperçu clair, complet et transparent des finances de la province. Ce document montre comment le gouvernement respecte les engagements pris dans Bâtir un Ontario meilleur, budget de l'Ontario 2024. This transparent look at the province's finances is a vital process that the government undertakes every fiscal year. And once again, we are proud to have received a clean audit opinion from the Auditor General of Ontario. A clean audit opinion, also known as an unqualified opinion, is the gold standard in financial auditing. It means an independent source has examined our financial statements and found them to be free from material misstatements. This marks the 8th consecutive year that we have received a clean audit opinion. The previous Liberal government did not achieve this, having received 2 qualified opinions in their final years in office. As for the results of this year's publication, for the fiscal year that ended on March 31st, Ontario invested $212.1 billion across all programs. This represents an 8.7% or $16.9 billion increase in program spending over the previous fiscal year. This can be seen in many crucial areas, including historic increases in healthcare, education, and infrastructure spending. We are making intentional and strategic investments that make our province the best place to do business while protecting Ontario from global economic uncertainty. While the public accounts give us a good snapshot of our province's finances during the last fiscal year, we know that we must continue protecting Ontario's economy and fiscal sustainability for future generations. This work requires us to take a whole-of-government approach to fiscal stewardship and identify new opportunities to ensure that we are managing the province's finances responsibly. Our government's plan to build and protect Ontario is in large part delivered through our provincial agencies. As the government's portfolio of projects have grown, so has the staffing growth in our agencies. Therefore, to ensure growth in our provincial agencies is consistent with our commitment to taxpayers, we are enacting a hiring freeze across all provincial agencies in Ontario. And I want to be clear, we have always been focused on containing the size of government. When our government first took office, we undertook a comprehensive review of all agencies in Ontario, which led us to reducing the number of agencies by 48, from 191 to 143. And in the Ontario Public Service, we instituted a hiring freeze, which has now, for nearly 7 years, kept growth relatively flat while ensuring high-quality public services for Ontarians. Since then, we haven't stopped working to ensure that our agencies are accountable and transparent. In the coming weeks, the province will work with agencies to ensure their human resource strategies align with this direction as we deliver on our mandate to the people of Ontario. And under the leadership of Premier Ford, I am confident that Ontario will continue delivering on its promise to create good-paying jobs in high-demand sectors, drive economic growth, and keep workers on the job. I now invite Minister Bethlenfalvy to say a few words. Thank you. Merci.
Well, thank you, Caroline, for those remarks. And good morning, everyone. Minister Mulroney, you're a key partner in our government's work, maintaining a responsible and targeted approach to the province's fiscal plan, and I applaud you and your team for that effort. Our government, since first elected in 2018, has always been transparent with the people of Ontario how their hard-earned tax dollars are spent. Every 90 days, I stand in front of you to provide an update on our province's fiscal landscape. And as we continue to navigate the ongoing challenges in Ontario's economy that we face, This is more important than ever. And today, I'm very pleased to join Minister Mulroney to speak to the province's 2024-25 public accounts. Today's release of these accounts reflects our government's continued focus on balancing smart investments with careful fiscal management. These investments are growing our economy, protecting good-paying jobs, and creating opportunities for workers, businesses, and families in every corner of the province. And while global markets face uncertainty, with pressures from U.S. tariffs and other shifting economic conditions, our government continues protecting Ontario. At the end of the 2024-25 fiscal year, the province recorded a deficit of $1.1 billion, a significant improvement over the 2024 budget projection, which forecasted a deficit of $9.8 billion. This improvement isn't just about numbers on a page. It tells a story about people. It reflects factors that include more Ontarians finding work, more businesses expanding, and our strengthening public services. Another important area where we have seen progress is the cost of servicing the province's debt. Interest and other debt-related charges came in $1.3 billion lower than forecasted in the 2024 budget. Now, this is a direct result of a lower overall borrowing costs and the careful management of the province's finances. And it means that for every dollar we save on interest, we can instead invest that dollar towards the priorities that matter most to Ontarians: the economy, jobs, cost of living, and infrastructure. It also allows us to invest in world-class healthcare and education. To put it simply, lowering borrowing costs means more flexibility to invest in the public services that communities depend on, while also protecting Ontario's long-term fiscal sustainability. Now, with all these positive results, we must also recognize that Ontario is not immune to global uncertainty. Ongoing conflict, supply chain disruptions, and U.S. tariffs all have an impact on our province's economic outlook. But even in the face of these challenges, our government continues to take a careful, targeted, and responsible approach. As outlined in our 2025 budget, a plan to protect Ontario, we have a plan to continue protecting the economy and ensure it remains resilient. I'm very pleased to share that we have received 2 credit rating upgrades last year and have a solid credit rating in the AA category. Today, Ontario pays some of the lowest rates out of every Canadian province on new debt that it issues. This is good news for the province. These results show that our plan is working, that we are delivering results that people can see. And at the same time, we know that families are still experiencing the pressure of inflation and high interest rates, and that's why our government will keep putting workers, businesses, and families at the forefront of our mission to protect Ontario. We will continue to keep costs down, continue to make strategic investments in infrastructure, in workers and businesses. We will continue to protect Ontario's economic foundation so that no matter what uncertainty lies ahead, our province remains strong, stable, and ready to weather any storm. I know Ontario's best days are ahead. With the resilience of our people, the strength of our industries, and a government that is prepared to do whatever is necessary to protect what matters most, we will keep building a province that is among the very best places to live, work, and do business. Porté par la résilience de nos citoyennes et citoyens, par la vigueur de nos industries et par...
We've been listening to a press conference with Minister Peter Bethlenfalvy and Caroline Mulroney, President of the Treasury Board. They're releasing Ontario's 2024-25 public accounts, also announcing that they're going to be implementing a hiring freeze amongst provincial employees.